What if I told you that the biggest shift in the real estate right now has nothing to do with interest rates, inventory, or even home prices? And I know we see that all over the news these days, but this is something bigger. It's about who is quietly taking over the entire home buying experience from the moment you search for a home to the second that you close on it. And no, I'm not just talking about agents or lenders. I'm talking about major companies like Zillow, Rocket, and Compass, building powerful all-in-one platforms designed to keep every part of the transaction underneath their roof. Hey, I'm Alex, and in today's video, we're going to be diving into a massive transformation happening behind the scenes in the real estate industry. One that could completely change how you buy, sell, and finance your next home, whether you realize it or not. So if you're thinking about buying a home, working in real estate, or just watching the market unfold, you're going to want to stick around for this. So let's jump in. First off, no big surprise. Home sales have tanked over the course of the last handful of years. Matter of fact, we're on track for our third straight bad year. In fact, existing home sales are sitting near 30-year lows. Back in 2021, over 6 million homes sold. Now, we're hovering around 4.1 million, and experts, well, they don't expect that number to climb past 5 million until 2027. And that's not just bad news for sellers. It's causing a massive restructure in the entire industry. Companies like Zillow, Rocket Mortgage, and Compass aren't just surviving this downturn, they're using it as a chance to take over. They're building what you might call a real estate super apps. You one-stop shops where you can search for homes, get pre-approved, work with an agent, and close the deal, all within the same platform. Why? Well, because the future isn't about more agents. It's about more control over the entire transaction. Take Zillow. They're turning their platform into an all-in-one experience. Shopping, mortgage, closing, all in the palm of your hand. Their goal, well, to never let the transaction leave their ecosystem. Then there is Rocket Mortgage. Now they're merging with Mr. Cooper and teaming up with Redfin. Together, they're going to form the largest mortgage servicer in the country and second largest lender. This isn't just consolidation. Friends, this is transformation. And you may be saying, Alex, well, what does this mean for me? Well, for you, the buyer or the seller, this might sound like a win. You're talking about fewer headaches, faster timelines, and maybe even lower fees. I mean, after all, Rocket CEO says this kind of end-to-end integration could streamline the entire experience and even cut costs, with the potential for those savings to be passed on to the consumers. Sounds good, right? But, well, not everybody is convinced. Some lawmakers, including Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, are already voicing their concerns. They worry that too much consolidation in the real estate and mortgage industries could limit competition, which means higher prices, less transparency, and fewer options for everyday buyers like you. I mean, think about this. If just one company controls the search, the agent, the mortgage, the title, the closing, you're no longer comparing options. You're just saying yes to whatever's handed to you. And that's where things get a little sketchy. They get a little risky because convenience can come at a big cost. In fact, according to Freddie Mac, just comparing 4 offers, friends, that's it, 4, could save you up to $1,200 per year. Now, imagine skipping that entirely just because it was easier, it was one click away. Yeah, so sure, it might feel more convenient in the moment, but if you're not careful about this, you could be overpaying thousands over the life of the loan. And this isn't just about tech. It's happening in traditional real estate too. Compass, for example, the largest brokerage by sales, is snapping up struggling agents and companies left and right. Why? Well, because smaller brokerages can't compete in this market. Even Homebuilders are merging. In 2024, over half of the new sales came from publicly traded builders. that could rise by over 65% as they continue to buy out local builders. And while some say this will lead to fewer choices, others are arguing that those big builders are much more efficient, which could mean more homes get built over the long run. Now, here's where things get a little spicy or a little interesting here. Zillow and Compass are actually suing each other for over how home listings are shared. Now, Compass wants sellers to be able to test the market, you could say, privately before listing publicly. Now, Zillow and others says this hurts buyers by limiting access. The bottom line, well, even how homes are listed is now part of the turf war. So again, let's take a step back. What does this mean for you if you are a buyer? Well, look, you can expect the process to feel more digital, more streamlined, and a lot more controlled by big companies. And that could mean more efficiency, but it also means less flexibility and fewer choices behind the scenes. And if you're an agent or a small brokerage, well, look, the writing is on the wall. You're going to need to adapt, specialize, or scale fast. And if you are just watching from the sidelines, well, know this: the future of housing is no longer about homes. It's all about data, apps, and consolidation, and who gets to control the transaction from beginning to end. So yeah, the market is shrinking, but the fight to own it, well, that is just getting started. Friends, that is all I have here for you. Thanks for watching. Now, if you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, would you trust an all-in-one app like Zillow to handle your home purchase from start to finish? Friends, I'm Alex, I'm out, and I will see you in the next video.